Hey, this is Sasha from Questmate, and for this demo I want to show you how you can grant access and control to a smart resource as part of your quest or workflow. So what's a smart resource, you might ask? So for this example, it's going to be a Tesla. So we're going to expose some controls and information of a Tesla to the assignee of a quest. But you can also think about it like for other use cases, like let's say giving access to like some smart lighting system, right? Like a Philips Hue. Or like an alarm system, right? Allowing the person to disarm or arm an alarm as part of a quest. Yeah, but for this example, it's going to be a Tesla. And the example actually is a copy of a quest, a little bit simplified, of a use case that we actually piloted with a co-working space over in Germany. And what they actually do is they allow their members to book the Tesla as basically like a bookable resource, like a meeting room. Yeah, but they have a Tesla as well. Isn't that awesome? So they really wanted to make sure that the people that pick up the Tesla can find it, also have the training, and also obviously like agree to all the terms of services and pricings. But they also wanted to go a step further and actually allow them to find the car and also access the car as part of the process. So let me show you what we actually did with them. So this is like the first quest. So this workflow basically exists as exists out of like two quests, which are chained. So basically you have one quest that's happening first, and as soon as that's completed by the assignee or whoever booked the Tesla, then they get access to the full remote control of the car, and well, ultimately also allow them to return the car. So let's have a look what we have here. So I opened the first quest in our editor, and you can obviously like edit this all to liking. But yeah, let's dive into some of the details. So we have some checkables here just for giving some context, right? Where we ask the user to if they have received an introduction, and they need to tick this off. If they have a valid driver license, if they accept all the conditions and prices. But here's where it's actually becoming interesting. So here we have this custom component, which, by the way, you can also build yourself, not just for a Tesla, but also like for any other system or device that you want to grant access to, right? And in this case, I might just open this for a moment. But what you will see is pretty much the code that makes this all possible, and the code that talks to the Tesla API and then also decides on what to render. And it actually like results in two rendering views. So basically two interfaces. One is for the user that's creating the quest, right? That's configuring it, that's putting in like all the text and like everything that should be part of the quest. And they can basically select the vehicle that they want to give access to. And they can also like select which controls or which information they want to give access to. And because this is like the first step, right, where the person still hasn't like fully like ticked all the boxes and left their signature that they're like pretty much good to go and can pick up the car, it's actually like limited access for now. So you can see that, yeah, this quest basically defines this configuration UI for the quest creator that allows the quest creator to decide on which access to give. And it doesn't give access to like the lock system yet. And it doesn't give access to, for instance, opening the trunk or honking the horn, sorry. So yeah, and you can also see a preview of what the person that actually, or the assignee of the quest will actually see when they go through this quest, which is this part, right? So yeah, we expose some information about like the charging status, right? If it's currently charging, how much it's charged, what the range is with the current charge, and also give them like at least some controls already. So they can say like, hey, I'm going on a long trip, so I want to charge to max, like to 100%. Or I want to enable the air conditioning because it's freezing outside and I want to warm up the car already. Or it's hot outside, right? And cool down the car before I actually pick it up. So that's all possible already, but they don't really get full control yet because this is disabled. And the person who is actually going through the quest, they're not going to see this. They basically just see whatever the person who set it up and started the quest and assigned it to somebody had configured for them. They also get to flash the lights because in the use case or in the scenario that I just mentioned with the co-working space in Germany, they actually park the car in a garage. And it's not like a huge garage, but it still makes it easier to find the car if you can just quickly flash the lights, which, yeah, I think is pretty neat. Let's get out of the technical details a little bit, and you shouldn't even like really worry about this. But what we actually do is before we expose these components as part of a library, yeah, we pretty much like expose them as code that you can just copy and paste and also like change to your liking, right? So you can maybe add some controls, remove some controls, or just get an idea on how Quest scripts are generally written. So you can adopt it like for like another car type of car or light system or alarm system, again, whatever it is. Cool. All right, let's scroll down. So we also asked them to sign pretty much that, yeah, this is all true, right? Which they accepted above there. And what actually happens is we have another script that runs, and that then kicks off the next quest. So let's have a look quickly in the next quest, which again is like a little bit of a simplified version. So let's just go in here, and you can see this now gives like full control to the car, and also has some to-dos here for returning the car. Yeah, so let me show how this is all going to work, or how this actually looks like for the person that gets this quest assigned whenever they book the Tesla, and yeah, can pick it up as part of the booking. So let's just start this as an example, and let's just use Charlie here. Oh, actually, that's the second quest. Let's go here and say Charlie. And you can also trigger that, obviously, like, for instance, via Zapier, right? Via our Zapier integration. So if you have like a system that has like a certain trigger, right? Like a resource being booked, then you can connect that, and you can basically kick off this quest, automatically assign it and name it and everything, set the due date, right? Like when should it kick off, when until when is it valid, right? Like when would you take basically make the quest expire and like remove the access to the car. But yeah, in this case, I'm just starting it manually. So let's do this. Let's say run quest. Alrighty, and then let's see that the car is actually awake. I hope it is. All right. Cool. There we go. All right. So yeah. So as I said, like, and as you just saw in like the editor, right? We have like all the steps to complete here. Yes, I received the introduction. Yes, I have a valid driver license. Yes, I accept the conditions and prices. But then I also get the control here. I can actually say like, hey, I'm actually going on a long trip, right? So I can charge this, or like put this to charging to 100%, or I can enable the air conditioning, as I explained earlier, or I can flash the lights. So this will actually flash the lights of my car outside. So I can actually press this, and now the lights are being flashed, and that's it in this case. Well, obviously you can't see my car, but you got to trust me that this is actually functional. You can try it yourself, and you should after this. Cool. And then I just need to leave my signature. So let's just like put something random here. And as I said, as soon as I pretty much completed this pre-flight or this pre-ride steps and say submit, what actually happens is I get this nice little notification. Awesome, let's ride. And then I'm getting forwarded to like the next quest, which you will see in a second. So this is now the quest that actually gives me full control and also allows me to return the car. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, you now have full access to a Tesla car via this quest or via this workflow. And yeah, as I said, like, I think it's a very exciting use case, and it was a very good use case to actually test the version 2 of Questscript, which we are about to release soon. So if you want to have access to this, there's already a version for Questscript v1. So if you go to help.questmate.com and click on optimizations, you will find an example. But if you actually want to use that in production, we did like a lot of improvements to this lately, and that's why I also use this as an example, because it has like just a lot of like different knobs and functionality that we expose here. And yeah, it was just like the perfect fit and a very good like reference use case for Questscript or validating that Questscript v2 is working as it should. So sorry if that became like a little bit technical, but you don't, again, will not need to worry about this, especially in the future, as soon as we make these components pretty much just part of our library instead of you having to like copying like a script example. But if you're into like a little bit of low code, well, you have the full possibility customizing things yourself, or writing your own component. And I think that concludes this demo. So thanks for tuning in, and see you next time. Bye.